Hey, thanks for hitting play on Leanne On Demand today. I hope you're having a win wherever you are in the world. I did promise I'd share a bit more about this, I don't know, experience. I was going to say an event, but it was more of an experience, a process that I went through in Melbourne. And I'm sure this experience will keep on giving because there are so many conversations. And my friend Steph Clark and I, we've started this shared note on our phones just to capture like the show notes from the last couple of days, because there's so many things, and I could do probably an episode on each of those things as well. But so I won't really talk about the depth of conversation or some interesting things that I learned, but maybe more about the process that Dr. Jason Fox and Michael Bungay Stanier curated with this. I guess, the main part of it was the Wizardly Walk, the 20-kilometre walk that I was referring to, if you've listened to the last couple of days' podcast episodes. But it was more than that. There was like a pre-dinner on Sunday night in Melbourne, and so that's what I flew down to Melbourne for. Met the other people on the walk, which is great because we had no idea who was coming along. And Jason, I think he was going to open a WhatsApp group, but then after a conversation, they decided, let's keep the curiosity a little bit longer. And actually, I'm really glad they did that because it was really fun being at the pub when various people arrived and you had no idea who they were, obviously. And you know what was fascinating, actually, probably the most fascinating thing about that is that no one really spoke about work at all. And largely no one really introduced themselves by what they did. And it didn't take maybe having one-on-one conversations on the walk that I realised, this is what they do, and hearing a bit about their career story as well. So that kicked things off. It was a nice early dinner, 4:30 to 6:30, perfect. I had a good sleep, then back 8:30 a.m. for coffee. What I also like about this is the different modalities of the experience. So we had pubs, we had a cafe, then we got on a bus. I don't think I've ever been on a public bus in Melbourne. Usually it's trams, Uber, walking. That experience was great. I had no idea where we went. We're just waiting for Jason to hit that bell, then we got off. So yeah, I couldn't tell you if we were north, south, east or west. I could probably Google it for you now. But what I love about the walk is that we got to this beautiful bushland, and then Jason found this spot. We sat down in a circle and him and Michael opened up with a series of 5 questions. And I will share those 5 questions with you. And they offered these to us as reflection prompts for us on the walk. So here are the questions. Question number 1 is, what crossroads are you at? What crossroads are you at? So if you imagine like an intersection and there's you can go right, you can go left. What are the 2 possibilities that you can choose from? And what do you need to make a decision on in terms of where do you turn? The second one was, what advice would a close friend who is dear to you, what advice would they give you right now? And it's funny, that was the question that I submitted for MBS's. He had a 52 questions PDF that came out with his journal at the beginning of the year. And that's the question that I offered in that, because I love that question because it just gets you out of your own mind and you're a bit more kinder to yourself. Question 3, what lesson do you need to keep learning? And I think, that's a good one. It's probably one that I need to reflect on a bit more. Yeah, there's certain times in my life where I'm like, why does this continue happening? And often it's self-reinforcing. It's because I'm the one that's making it happen. And I learn the lesson, but I continue to put myself back into that place. So I won't give you specifics now. I do want to reflect on that. Maybe a future episode will be sharing more behind that question. The 4th question is, what are you holding on to? And it really implies what does holding on to mean? Are you gripping it really tightly? Is it there because your life depends on it? Or are you holding it in a way that it is dear to you? So you can take it that way. And the final question is, what would it take to earn your name? And this is my favorite question. What would it take to earn your name? I love that there's a couple of parts to this. The first part is defining what it means to earn your name. And I think at different stages of our lives, I have different ideas on what it means to earn your name. And I don't really think I've thought about it properly. I thought about it from a brand perspective, went through the whole branding process with Jason Knight last year, and we did a lot of work on the brand of it. But to earn that, wow, what a powerful question. So what I really like about it, it means it's really about defining your own metrics instead of focusing on societal demands, what you've inherited as things that should be important to you. It kind of cuts through all of that noise. I guess there's a series of sub-questions that follow, what's the force you want to create? Where should you direct your energy? And yeah, I reflect on it. What does it mean to step up and fully be Leanne Hughes? And I ask you the same question. If you're listening to this, what would it take for you to earn your name? And Kim Lamb recited this poem, which I'll read at the end of the episode. But yeah, then our walk was kind of cut short. It was meant to be 20 kilometres. After 10K, there were just these wild winds, Tree branches are falling everywhere. Dust was just, you couldn't hear people. You had to just hold your hat on. I've never encountered like that in a long time. Even though we had a cyclone in Brisbane early this year, I mean, it wasn't out and about, but it was kind of treacherous. So we ended up, and again, another modality, a train back to the Abbotsford Convent, gorgeous location, had a bit of free time, then a delicious communal dinner, drinks, and so forth. So what a lovely gathering. I guess it was nice to have the centerpiece of the walk, something kind of physical, you're out moving with nature, but I love that it was bookended with food and drink and great company and conversation as well. Here's a poem that Kim recited, and I think it's not as powerful unless you're listening to this out and about in the woods, in the forest as well. So this poem is called Lost, and it's by David Wagner. Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger. Must ask permission to know it and be known. The forest breathes. Listen. It answers. I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying, here. No two trees are the same to raven. No two branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.